Hello everyone, welcome to SAP Plant Maintenance. So in today's video, we will discuss about very new, interesting concept in SAP PM, especially in the reports. So that is known as KPI. Okay, so we are going to discuss and write an FD for the KPIs in SAP PM. So first of all, what is a KPI? Right. So KPI is known as key performance indicators. See, for a plant, whoever works as a maintenance engineer or as a maintenance person in a plant, might be hearing about this term in their day-to-day daily activities. Like the management of that plant will simply ask that what is the KPI of plant maintenance or what is the KPI of the plant or KPI of plant maintenance, KPIs of production planning. So what is a KPI is it decides the what is how the maintenance is being performed in a plant. Correct. So based on this indicator, they will decide the efficiency or the effectiveness of that particular maintenance manager, how well he is working based on the key performance indicator. So what are all the key performance indicator in SAP PM? So first we will understand what are all the key performance indicators in SAP PM, and we will try to write or build a new Z report for the on the logic for all the key performance indicators, right? So first key performance indicator will be at the order will be at the order. Let's say at the problem identification. Okay, problem identification means what is this? This is one of the factor where the KPI can be measured. So what is the problem under this problem identification factor? So what can be the key performance indicators? It can be I have already uh, made this Excel sheet, a small Excel sheet, where I will be adding that here in this Word document. Okay. So under problem identification parameter, we can measure the key performance based on percentage of preventive orders versus breakdown orders. Means in a plant, how many maintenance orders, how many preventive maintenance orders are there? Number of preventive maintenance orders versus number of breakdown orders, correct? And the we will how we will calculate the percentage, sorry, efficiency in percentage, correct? So percentage of the preventive orders and maintenance orders and breakdown orders, correct? Breakdown orders out of total maintenance orders, right? So this is one of the KPI factor. So we will write a logic for this, how to do this. Okay. So the next thing would be, what is the next thing? Next thing, we can consider as number of notifications in that maintenance plan which are in outstanding status, right? Outstanding status, OSNO. So this is generally what should happen whenever the notification gets created. It should be converted into an order and the work should be performed, right? If not, if the notification is still in outstanding, which means that we haven't executed the notification yet, so which is a bad KPI, right? If this percentage is higher, then what does it mean? It means that we are not that much efficient in terms of executing the notification, and it impacts the KPI. So we will how this gets executed. So we will write a logic, and there are also other KPIs when it comes to order planning. So when it comes to order planning, so the KPIs are these things. Let me paste this. So the KPIs can be number of planned orders versus number of unplanned orders, generally what should happen? Always, if we are into preventive maintenance, the planned orders should be more, and unplanned orders should be we should be eliminating most creation of unplanned orders, because if we are using a perfect preventive maintenance in our plant, then everything the work should be executed through unplanned orders. So again, this is also one of the KPI, and variance in actual cost versus total planned cost. So this is also one of the KPI. Why? Because whenever we create a plan, sorry, whenever the order is created, so based on the material involved in that order and the operations involved in that order, the planned cost gets calculated, right? So if the variance is more when it compared to the actual cost and planned cost, which means that whatever you have planned, you are not executing the same, and that is the reason it is showing in variance. And if the variance is high here, again it results to a bad performance. So the KPI is bad. So those kinds of metrics we can able to extract a report. Okay, again one more KPI is what? Number of work orders in created status more than X days. So what does this mean? Means there are still work orders still in created status and no one has released and executed that particular maintenance order. Let's say the benchmarking is here 10 days. Okay, which means that from the last 10 days, no one has executed this and it is still in created status, and that is also results in bad KPI. Correct? So always we should be ensuring that the KPI percentage should be low in these kinds of, so that it results in a overall good KPI. And that is how the management in any organization will measure or will decide the performance of that particular head who is responsible for all the entire maintenance. So these kinds of report is very important in the planning, the maintenance, I mean, in the shop floor for the business. So we will write a logic here. So let's say this requirement came like this. So in this video, we will cover these two things. One is problem identification KPI. Second is KPI and order planning. And in the next coming video, we will cover KPI in order scheduling, KPI in order completion. So these two things we will cover. And later in another video, we will cover also MTTR and MTBF. Okay, so first we will write the logic now. So first logic is what? For this percentage in preventive orders versus breakdown orders, right? So logic. So let me enter the heading as logic here. So first is what? Percentage of number of preventive maintenance orders versus breakdown maintenance orders, correct? So as a plant maintenance consultant, you must be knowing that there will be different order types for different maintenance orders, correct? So in our case, let's take our preventive maintenance order type is PM03, and our breakdown maintenance order type is PM02. Now we need to calculate the metrics. How? We will write a logic, right? So what would be the selection screen for this report? See, for any report, you will have the selection screen, right? So you will know that. So what is the selection screen that user will enter and click on execute that the report should be displayed? So selection screen is date range, very mandatory thing, because we must and need to filter with respect to the date range in the selection screen, right? So from date range to we will give like this here. Okay. Next is what? Planning plant, correct? So again, the range we will give here. Okay. So since we are speaking on the KPI, so this two should be fine. Date range and the planning plant. Okay. So let's take this selection screen and paste it in the Word document. Or let me take the screenshot and paste. Okay. Highlight this. So I'll take a screenshot and paste. Now we're going to write the logic. What is the logic? Pass the date range. Pass the date range from selection screen in field. In which field? AFKO GSTRP, correct? So you might be thinking what is AFKO1 GSTRP. If I show you, go to SC16N, go to table AFKO, correct? So I want to filter out the orders from, let's say, the date range from 2021 October 1st to till date. And I wanted to see the KPI between this date range, all the KPIs between 2010 October to 2021 October to today's date. So that I will enter in GSTRP and click on execute. So after clicking on execute, what we will get? We need to fetch the value of AFKO AUFNR. Right? Now what we will do? Collect those AUFNR and pass in field AUFK. Now we need to filter with respect to the plant. Right? So AUFK AUFNR, comma, plant in field, plant from selection screen in field AUFK works, and get the values of and filter the values of AUFK AUFNR. Correct. Now what we have did, we have filtered the maintenance orders with respect to the date range and with respect to the plant also. So if I show you, if I go to the table AUFK, right? So the orders whichever we have copied there, right? So we will enter in this AUFK table along with the plant. In my case, my plant is AMR1. So I enter in respect to AMR1. Okay, right? So this is how I'll fetch the orders. After that, what we need to do? Filter the orders AUFNR, correct? AUFNR whose AUART is equal to what? PM03, right? And store this separately. What is PM03? So whatever the orders that got filtered is for the preventive maintenance orders. Now again filter Offner with AUART is equal to PM02. Store this. Now we have filtered and we got the values, number of orders for both preventive orders and breakdown orders. So PM02 is a breakdown, right? So how we need to calculate the KPI now, right? So we have got, let's say, above with the above example in SAP, if I show you, right? So I am filtering now with what? PM03. How many I got? How many I got? I got around, let's say, on an average, I would have got around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So in my example, I have got 12 orders of PM03 out of how many? Out of 152 orders. Okay. Next, filter out with PM02. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 orders of PM02. Correct? PM02. And also we haven't filtered it based on the date range, right? So we will filter that. Okay. So AFKO date range is from October to today's date, execute, take out the orders, all the list of orders, 128 orders. Okay, 128 orders I took, copy. So probably everything didn't copied. That's fine. In the internal ABAP logic, it gets copied, right? So AFK, paste those orders. Only 37 got copied. Huh? That's fine. What to do? Plant is works. Works is AMR1. Enter. Out of 38, only 19 got filtered out. Fine. Out of 19, how many are PM03? Nothing is there for PM03. Yeah? Okay, it didn't copy it properly. Right? But that is how we will copy and we will first bring it out the orders. Now KPI is how to calculate the KPI. So we want to calculate the KPI in percentage, correct? So percentage of what? Percentage of preventive orders. Preventive maintenance orders is equal to number of preventive maintenance orders divided by total orders into 100, correct? So in our case, what happens? Let's say 12 are my preventive maintenance orders. Let's say there are total orders of 80 in the date range into 100, which gives me as the value was is equal to 12 divided by 80, 0.015 into 100, 15%, correct? 15%. Next, same case with PM02. How many are there? 8 divided by 80 into 100. How much you will get? 10%. Right? So in our report, in this report, what it will show? How it will show? Let's have a report. So this is my report heading. Report heading, my output of the report, like this. So in the problem identification section, so percentage of preventive. Next, percentage of breakdown. So it will show here as 15% and it will show here 10%. This is in percentage, right? This is my output of report. And we are building a new Z report, right? So this will show here in one color. This will show here in one color. We will benchmark it. Like it should be always, let's say the preventive maintenance percentage should be benchmarked always to 70% like that. Okay, since this is the example, we got only 15%, but in general, this is how the logic it works in the back end when the developer write this logic and he will show the values and the coloring code based on the percentages in the report. Okay, so this is done. Next is what? KPI in order planning. So KPI in order planning, what are all the parameters that we discussed? Number of planned orders versus number of unplanned orders. Next, variance in total actual cost versus variance in versus planned cost. So for this, we will try to write a logic. So second section in this is KPI in order planning. So what are all those? This is my parameters. So client may give another parameters also, but that's fine. But basically, most commonly, these would be the parameters that we generally write in if you are writing a Z report for KPIs. Okay. So number of planned orders versus number of unplanned. See, always like the planned orders means planned maintenance orders, right? So planned maintenance orders are what? Planned or PM, our preventive maintenance order types. So let's say PM03 only. Unplanned can be PM01 slash PM02. So, and what is the KPI calculation? Percentage of planned maintenance orders is equal to number of orders of PM03 divided by total number of orders within the date range and in that plant, correct? Divided, right? So the logic is same. Whatever the logic we have written here, the same logic it will pass, but only difference was I'll tell you. So this is for what? Logic to fetch the logic to fetch the number of planned orders, planned maintenance orders in the plant and in a given date range. Correct? So now what is the logic to fetch the unplanned? Right? So logic to fetch unplanned orders. So what we discussed, the order types could be of PM02 and PM03. Sorry, PM01, right? So what is the logic then? So the same again a filter with AFNR in this case with both PM02 comma PM02 comma PM01, right? So the percentage. Let's say we got PM03 orders were let's say 30 out of 60. Next, both this PM01 comma PM02 were again unplanned were 30, right, out of 60. Now let's put it as 70. Okay, 30 out of 70 and 30 out of 70. Rest 10 were let's say refurbishment order or calibration order of PM04 like that. So now let us put as 20. So remaining 20 were other orders. Okay, other orders or order types. So nothing to worry on that. Now percentage is what? Percentage of planned orders is equal to 30 divided by 70 into 100. Next, unplanned is equal to 20 divided by 70 into 100. Correct? So those values will be coming and will be placing here, right? In the report. Percentage of planned is equal to or how much is 30 divided by 70 into 100. So let's do here. So is equal to 30 divided by 70 into 100. 42.85 is my KPI. 42.85. Next, how much is 20 divided by 70? 28.5 percentage of unplanned. So this looks little bit good, right? Only 28.5 percentage of all our orders were unplanned, correct? And rest of things are planned. But there will be benchmarking, right? Means at least 50% of my maintenance orders should be planned in any given date range. But didn't reach that expectation. So let's put it in red. It is very high. It is also didn't reach that expectation. So not accepted. The KPI is very low. Okay, means not satisfying KPI. Next, what is the next parameter? Yeah, variance in actual cost versus planned cost. So we'll write a logic for this. Second is what? Variance in actual cost versus planned cost. So how to get the logic? What is the logic to get the variance in a maintenance order in the backend using tables? So what is the logic for that? In this, for this, we will use three tables here. Okay, we will use three tables. What are those three tables? We are going to use the table AFKO, and we are going to use the table PMCO, and we are going to use the table ACPOS. Okay, these are the three tables. Now I will show you how to get the logic for this. So for that, let us take one example of a maintenance order, code IW32. Let's take this example. Let's check whether the planned cost and actual costs are there or not. It don't have, it has only planned cost. I need actual costs also. It also has only planned cost. That's fine then. We have only planned cost. We don't have actual costs. But let's try to fetch that. Okay. Okay. So let's take this order, right? And where I'll go? I'll go to AFKO. Go to SC69 AFKO. Enter the order and fetch. Go to details and fetch OBJNR. Okay, I am not getting OBJNR in AFKO. I'll go to AEFK. Order, execute. So details, controls F, OBJNR. This is my OBJNR, right? So what is the logic? Pass the orders above in field AEFK, AEFK, AUFNR and get the value of AUFK, OBJNR. So in our example, what is OBJNR? As per our example, OBJNR is equal to this value, correct? So let it be. Now what is the next step we need to do? Pass that OBJNR in this field. Let me just simply write here for our understanding, and let me reduce the font size. Okay, and underline this. So for reference, okay. Now pass OBJNR in field PMCO. This is the table to fetch the actual cost and planned cost. Okay, PMCO and OBJNR and get the value of WRT02 for corresponding value of ACPOS. Okay, so I will show you what is that. So what is our OBJNR? This is my OBJNR. So where I need to pass this? I need to pass this OBJNR in table PMCO. Okay, so table PMCO OBJNR, execute, right? So when you pass OBJNR, you see here you have this in this period 3000 plus 500. This is my planned cost. How I'll get to know that this is my planned cost? Because the budget type here is KPPP. Okay. So KPPP means it's a planned cost. So what is the logic that we need to write here? Pass the object in PMCO OBJNR and get the value of WRT02. So what is WRT02? So go to the details, scroll up. WRT02 is what? Period value means the my planned cost. Okay. So I will calculate the planned cost from here. So my planned cost is 4000. Okay. 4000 means 3500 plus 500. That is equal to 4,000 is my planned cost. Okay. Now go back here. So what is SEPOS? This is my value category. What is value category? You know that, right? So you might now you get a doubt that this is 500, this is 3,000, but for what is 500 and what is 3,000? So my value categories are these two, 400 and 476. Now I need to know what is this 400 and 476. So for that, what we will do? Pass those two value categories which we got from SEPOS in table TPIR2. Okay. So I have copied this to 400 and 476. I will go to TPIR2. Correct. So value category was 400 and 476, and my controlling area is my company code controlling area 4,300. So 400 is what? Internal, and 476 is external services. So here what happens is, so internal services is 400, right? Internal services is 400. Further it is 3,500. External services, that is equal to 476 value category, that is 500. Okay, like that it will calculate, and we can write a logic here. Now you want actual cost. So how to get the actual cost? We will go in the same table only. Which table? PMCO. Okay, go to the table PMCO and currency, let's say INR. Okay, and we will check what are all the orders which have other values as well, right? So see, if you see here, uh, let's take this order. Okay, let's take this order and we will check in the front end just for confirmation. Okay, sorry, it didn't copy it well. So out of this, my order number is 821,207, correct? So 821,207. Go to the cost. Yeah. So my planned cost and it is my actual cost, correct? So in this table, how I can identify the actual cost? So let's filter this order only. Okay, so OBJNR is this one. Execute. If you see here, KPPP is a planned cost. CON is the actual cost. So based on the budget type, the planned cost and actual cost will be different. What is the field for this? What is the field for this? VORGA. Okay. So what I will write in the logic? PMCO K VORGA is equal to KPPP. Then it is a planned cost. Right? If PMCO VORGA is equal to what? What is the field for actual cost? Close this. COIN. Okay. Is equal to COIN. Then it is a actual cost. Okay. So with that, we will get to know the actual cost and planned cost. Okay. So now the variance. So variance, how to calculate the variance? Variance is equal to actual cost minus planned cost, correct? Planned costs. So generally what should happen? The variance should be very low, right? Because whatever you have planned, that you must do in the actual. So variance should be very low. Let us say in our case, in our example, the actual cost is equal to 4,000, but the actual cost, let's say 8,000, but planned cost is equal to how much? As per our example, 4,000, 3,500 plus 500. So variance is how much? 8,000 minus 4,000, that is equal to 4,000. So you can also see this in the order as well. If you go to here, you see here quantities. See actual variance, actual plan actual variance. Okay. So plan and actual variance. So here variance is equal to planned cost minus actual cost. Okay. Planned cost minus actual cost. So what is the percentage then? Variance percentage. You might be knowing. Variance percentage is equal to planned cost minus actual cost divided by planned cost. Correct? So in this case, 4,000 minus 8,000 divided by 4,000. Percentage, right, into 100. So how much we get? Minus 4,000 divided by 4,000 into 100. Correct? In this case, what will be the variance? Minus 100%. Right? So is it acceptable? Not at all acceptable. Right? Because you have planned for 4,000, but you have actually consumed 8,000. So it is 100% deviation. Correct? So percentage of variance is equal to minus 100%, which is not at all acceptable. So again, red. Again, it impacts the KPI of the plant, right? So this is what planned cost variance parameter, correct? So what is the next KPI? Number of work orders in created status more than X days, right? So this we will see in another video. Okay, I hope you understand. So I'll also paste this sheet and this FD in this description box. So you can just go through this and you can also download this. Okay. So I hope you understand the video and you find interesting. If you like the video, just do comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to cover more these kind of videos, and if you want to write how to write the logic for all the rest of the example of reports or interfaces or ISFs, please reach out to my WhatsApp number or to the email ID which I have provided in the description. Okay, thank you. We'll see you in the next class.